that flower I can see.
That is a waratah. Yes, I will show you that.
That's one of our national symbols. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
This is a flower, a very special flower. Actually, it grows on a tree, and the flower, this one flower is very big.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Waratah, yes, a waratah, yes. It's that's WARATAH, waratah.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's also
Yes.
I think it's the emblem for our state.
Sorry, Gwenda, I can hear your voice. Riz, mungkin our connection agak berhenti suaranya, Riz. Sorry, Dr. Gwenda ya.
That's okay.
Putus suaranya putus. Suara dewong ya, internet dewong, bukan internet. Okay.
Yes.
I think
yes,
it's connection unstable. Yeah, okay.
Okay. The flower is the symbol for New South Wales, where Sydney is in New South Wales, and this flower is the symbol for New South Wales.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have something similar in Indonesia?
Judy, hello. I can hear
do you
your
have
voice.
The symbol
in Indonesia? Sorry, ma'am. May I?
Mem Ririn, suara Mem Judy putus-putus di sini, Mem?
Enggak. Jelas. It is clear voice from Mem Judy. I hear clearly her voice. So Mem Judy,
thank you.
I asked. Hello.
Hello. Hi there.
Hi. For flowers in Australia, like in China, white flower is the symbol of unlucky. So
Yes,
in Australian culture, it has like the symbol of what about the flower, because the white flower in China is symbol of that, so they avoid white flower.
Yes, that's right. They do.
In China.
In Australia, every state has an emblem, a symbol for each state. So this one is the symbol for New South Wales, where Sydney is. In Victoria, it's a very small pink flower, Gwenda, isn't it? Called the heath.
Yes.
The pink heath.
Yeah, heath.
And also each state also has an animal symbol as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what is the symbol for Gwenda, for Victoria?
No, but I can tell you the symbols for the whole of Australia are the kangaroo and the emu.
Yeah.
And apparently the story is that Australia became a federation, a nation in 1901. And before that, we were all separate states.
Yes.
All separate states and territories and colonies. And when we joined, became one country, they chose the kangaroo and the emu, which is a huge bird that cannot fly, of course, cannot fly. But the story goes that they chose these two animals because neither of them can go backwards. They can't go backwards. So it was a symbol that the new Australia was going to go forward. It would go forward, to a new nation, because just like the kangaroo and the emu, they can't go backwards.
I like the kangaroo animal.
Judy, sorry, may I speak in bahasa to Mem Ririn?
Of course.
Rin, I can hear Judy sounds putus-putus kalau Mem Judy, and then but Gwenda and I don't know with Arlen, kalau suara Mem Gwenda is clear. Mem Gwenda clear, and then Mem Judy Yes, yes, I can hear from Arlen, and then but the sounds of Judy that sometimes not
Ah,
clear.
Not clearly. Itu kucing sinyalnya,
I
Mbak.
will, I will try. I will try to talk clearly.
Yeah.
I hope.
Oh.
If not, please tell me if you can't hear me. I will get my husband to try to fix it. But at the moment, he is in a meeting.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So yes, but please tell me. I will go and get him.
Yeah, yeah.
Mbak Aiki sudah
I can
jelas kok.
hear Dr. Gwenda clearly and Arlen clearly, but from Judy, some I think.
Sound a bit echoey, Judy,
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hi,
Arlene,
Connection.
Di situ udah ada yang lagi pakai ini nggak koneksi internetnya mungkin. Ada yang lagi
excuse
aktif
me.
nggak?
I will go and ask him before we start, if possible. He can help. Excuse me, but you can talk. I'll come back.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
how are
Ma'am
you,
Ririn?
Arlene?
I'm well, thank you. And you? I've
Good,
got
thank you.
sound this week.
Yeah. So today you look more beautiful.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh my God, my hair is so long.
I think about
Normally
your
my hair
dress.
is about here, but now it's about here.
Oh, you're lucky. I have an appointment with the hairdresser for next Tuesday, next
Oh,
week.
I'm going Monday.
We're all
Monday.
just waiting, you know.
Cool.
The hairdressers have only been allowed to open
This week.
as this week, only this week,
Yeah.
and they've been closed for months and months and months. We've all been growing our hair long.
I need my massage therapist. My back is killing me.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Ma'am Ririn, so we can start now.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon for Dr. Gwenda, Arlen, and Judy, and then in here is a good afternoon for my lovely students. Today we will discuss about the last topic in cross-cultural understanding in an introduction of Australian culture with our lovely speaker, Dr. Gwenda, Arlen, and Judy. Okay. In Indonesia, so we can become formal and informal invitations. Formal and informal invitation for formal invitations. So, for example, like inauguration ceremony invitations, and then for informal invitations, yeah, such as birthday invitations, and then wedding ceremony invitations, and also we have invitation for pray for people, pray for dead people like my grandmother. So tonight my family invite the people that around my home to pray together. So we call in Indonesia as tahlilan or yasinan. It is the tradition for Muslim, and then so the whole of the people pray for the dead people. Next, beside that, in Indonesia we have a tradition for welcoming guests. Welcoming guests here like shaking hand and then say selamat datang, and then beside that we have senang bertemu Anda, so in Indonesia. And then we have a welcoming guest, special welcoming guest for important person like the governor, like another important people. So we have the special welcoming guests like dancing, special dance, like special dance memory in, yeah. And then when we invite the special guest here, and then tari sambut in Indonesia, is it right? And then for another example, to welcoming a new couple of bridge room, so we have special dance too, is tari sambut pengantin. This is for a new couple of bridegroom, and then beside that we have a tradition to put a necklace necklace of flowers for special guests too.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah, and now for my lovely students, now let we hear the explanation for our speaker, for our lovely speaker, our friend from Australia, to explain about the invitations, the welcoming guests in Australia. Does it have much difference from Indonesia or no? Okay, for Dr. Gwenda, Arlen, and then Judy, time is yours.
Gwenda,
Just what I would say- oh,
would you
sorry,
like
Judy?
would you like to start, Gwenda? Because I'm not sure if you can hear.
Well, I can hear you, but I don't know about in Indonesia.
Yeah, we can hear clearly the sound from Dr. Gwenda, but from the Judy is not clear.
Yes.
Well, that's okay. Well, let me begin. I'm happy to begin. And I was interested that I was very pleased that you gave those examples, Mila, at the beginning, because I wasn't actually quite sure exactly what you wanted us to talk about. And I've prepared something which I hope will be useful. But I will, since we are talking about the death of a loved person like your grandmother and the events that take place from that. It's very similar here. We have, sometimes there will be two events happening. You may have, if somebody dies, you may have a funeral where they, and the customs here are either that people are buried or they are cremated. You know, they have those two options. So they're the main two ways that after people die. And very often there will be a funeral itself, actually perhaps in a church. And all the different churches will conduct funerals where the minister in charge will talk about the loved person who has gone, and then sometimes people go to if the person is being buried in the ground in a cemetery, sometimes people will go to the cemetery too, and they will more or less say goodbye to the person as they are buried in the ground. And if they are being cremated, well, that is done out of the crematorium or the home where the funeral home. But I say we often have two forms of events. And people will often have a memorial service as well, and sometimes, and that is more of a celebration of the person's life. It's a much more cheerful event, you know, whereas funerals are very sad, you know, and there'll be many tears and so on. But a memorial is usually a celebration of the person's life. And very often the family or friends, they will make a big PowerPoint of pictures from that person's life, and they will show those, and other people will talk about the person, and sometimes also, because it's a more cheerful occasion. Now, I don't know whether this happens in Indonesia or not, but people will often make a lot of jokes. You know, they will laugh, they have a lot of laughs, and they tell funny stories about the person. In fact, because we have there's an Irish tradition which has come from Ireland of having what's called a wake. That's W-A-K-E, wake. Now, a wake is a particular, a special celebration, especially for people who come from Ireland. Now, Australia has many of its people. Originally, their families came from Ireland, perhaps 100 years ago or even 200 years ago. And it's usually often accompanied with drinking a lot. Now, I know that I want to say a bit more about drinking, and because you know, a lot of people in Australia do drink alcohol, and we are also very aware that Muslim people do not drink alcohol, and so on. But at an Irish wake, I think the traditional drink there is whiskey.
Yes.
Not so much wine, but people will drink, you know, and they will drink to the health of the person who has died. And it may be, and they may also have music, especially at an Irish wake. You're bound to have people playing fiddles, musical instruments, and singing, and that's it's a joyous occasion, a happy occasion too. And it's not necessarily associated with religion either, because as I said, I think last week, a lot of people in Australia have no religion. They do not believe in a religion. And so that you can have secular, what we call secular. Secular means not religious, secular celebrations. So it is quite common. But nevertheless, and of course, this is one of the things that's been very hard for a lot of people during the COVID-19 pandemic, because not being able to, had strict regulations on funerals, for instance, and only 5 people have been allowed to go to a funeral, only 5, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes, Judy, it was always 5, wasn't it, Judy? Or was it 10?
Oh, 10.
Pardon me, I think it was 5 for a wedding, but 10 for a funeral.
Okay.
I think.
That's
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Excuse me, Gwenda. May I re-explain again to my students about your explanation in bahasa?
Yep.
Yes.
Jadi student, kalau di Australia itu sama ketika ada yang meninggal seperti di Indonesia, tetapi sekarang di COVID itu mereka berlakukan hanya 5 orang. Dan untuk yang wedding, untuk yang menikah juga itu ada 5 sampai 6 orang. Dan untuk seremoni di sana yang meninggal itu ada tradisi khusus ya, Memridin ya, ada musik khusus, ada mereka punya nyanyian khusus gitu. So I think if in Indonesia, so the funeral ceremony is like in Toraja, Memridin.
Sorry,
the celebration for the Toraja.
In Batak culture, but only for the old people when they die, like for the age 18, not the 18, sorry, 70 until 90. So they celebrate like sing a song. It means that they are go to the paradise with happy. But for the old people, not the young people, there is no the traditions of music. So
for the young people, so what does it mean? Memperbolehkan. What does it mean? Admit, yes, admit to the family to cry and then sad with what the people that. And but for the old people, they have a special celebration like
dancing,
and then singing in their funeral ceremonies. Okay, continue, Dr. Gwenda.
Yes. Do you play music at funerals, and is music played like a gamelan, gamelan orchestra?
No.
In Indonesian, exact Bataknis, yes, but another no.
So we have a tribe. So the name the tribes here is a Batak. the name of the tribe
Ah,
is Batak, has
Yeah.
special ceremony to what does it mean?
Funeral.
In their funeral, they have special music, special dancing, but it is just focused for the all people, all,
People.
yeah.
yeah.
And then if the gamelan here is not included, because gamelan is the traditional music from Java.
Java.
Yeah, Java not include for the ceremony funeral.
Yes.
No.
Okay,
No.
well, one thing, dancing, we don't have, but and as we're moving away from funerals to other events, you know, then when you might have meet somebody and so on. And I would say it's not common to have dancing here unless it's perhaps a specific event belonging to one ethnic group. For instance, the Greek community, the Greeks are very important in Melbourne. In fact, some people say that Melbourne is the second largest Greek city in the world. There are so many Greek people here, and they are a very important part of our community too. The Greek people do have a strong tradition of dancing, which is very beautiful. And for many events that they have, whether they're, you know, welcoming or something, they will have Greek dancing, and it's lovely. You know, if we ever come and talk to you again, we'll bring lots of pictures to show you, and we'll bring that next time to show. But it's anyway, perhaps we could move on then to some of the things that I was planning to say, unless would either Arlene or Judy, would you like to say something first? Or
Could I just please can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? May I please just make one comment, Gwenda, that in the traditional wedding of all cultures, in a traditional wedding, there is usually some dancing also, isn't there? If the wedding is held in
yes, that's true. As after
so
a wedding, yes, a wedding.
At the wedding, the husband and the wife will go into the center of the room and they will start to dance together. It's called a waltz, which is like a European traditional music, and they dance together, and then slowly the rest of the people will join. So that is the first traditional dance at the wedding. For the traditional wedding. Now sometimes people get married in the garden, in the park, and they don't have this dancing. But if it's a wedding in a reception, like a reception hall, then usually there is dancing. Yes. But Gwenda, please continue.
Pardon? Sorry,
please continue.
Oh yes, continue. Okay. All right. Well, I'll say a few things that I've prepared, and I'll try to speak slowly and clearly, and I hope that these things will something to do. I wasn't quite sure what you did want me to ask, but of course what you said, Mila, at the beginning made it perfectly clear what you wanted us to talk about. But anyway, I've thought I'd talk about when you come to Australia as a guest, when you're in Australia as a guest, and the invitations you might have, and the face-to-face encounters that you might have. I'll just move my little camera. I think it's a bit, anyway, that's better. Okay. It can be very, as you would know, I'm sure, from your experience, it can be very difficult, very hard if you move into another culture and you meet new people for the first time. Now, in the newspaper in Melbourne, on Tuesday this week, that's only a couple of days ago, I read about a man in Germany, in Europe. He was a migrant from another country, and he'd lived in Germany for a long time, and he was applying for German citizenship, because usually people who come as migrants to another country, eventually they want to have citizenship, you know, to be a citizen, which means you have all the rights and you can vote and really take part in the whole country's life. So for me, it's very important for migrants to become citizens. He wanted to be a German citizen, but his citizenship was, even though he was good on many ways, his citizenship was refused. And the reason was because he refused to shake hands with a woman who was about to hand him his certificate of citizenship. She was about to give him the certificate to say you are now a citizen, but she took it back because he would not shake her hand. Now, the reason he was refused is because to become a German citizen, you have to accept German customs and values. And it was considered, you know, it is the custom to shake hands, whether it's been between men and women, which is not the case in all cultures. I know that. Anyway, this matter is now being fought by the man in the German courts. It's become a legal matter and it hasn't been resolved yet. Now, this situation in Germany is a very strict interpretation of the rules. That would never happen in Australia. We would never be so strict as that. We Australians, we are much more tolerant of cultural differences than some countries in Europe. I'm sure you know quite a lot about that. As I'm sure you know, France, the country of France, will not allow the wearing of the headscarf, the hijab, in schools or by public servants at work. They are also very strict and very rigid. Not in Australia. In Australia, we have no regulations against any form of Muslim dress. You can wear what you want. This is part of our policy on multiculturalism. And we can, and the people eventually sort it all out for themselves. And I think that's best.
Gwenda, can I say something?
Please, Judy, jump in.
Yes. So if, just for one example, if we are asked to go as a witness to the court for a legal matter, the tradition always was we must swear that what we are going to say is the truth. And before, people are asked to put their hand on the Christian Bible to say that they're telling the truth. But if the person is a Muslim, they can swear on the Quran, or they can swear according to whatever belief they have. So everybody's allowed to make their own choices.
Judy, may I say something for my students?
Yes.
In bahasa?
Yes.
Jadi student, ada beberapa tradisi di Australia dan tadi sudah dijelaskan sama Dr. Gwenda, kalau di Australia itu tidak ada regulasi khusus untuk masalah berpakaian ya Memririn ya, dan regulasi di sana juga sangat terbuka dan tidak, maksudnya di sana tidak memperlakukan hal yang berbeda untuk umat muslim. Mereka bebas berpakaian, menggunakan hijab, menggunakan apapun yang mereka inginkan. Dan juga tadi ditambahkan oleh Mem Judy, kalau di sana mereka kalau di dalam agama Kristen gitu, kalau kita ada sumpah dengan menggunakan Al-Quran, kalau mereka harus jujur, dan ketika mereka menyentuh Bible, mereka harus berkata jujur. I think student paham, siswa paham ya, jadi tradisi ini sedikit sama, it's the same in Indonesia, so banyak samanya dengan kita deh gitu ya. Okay, thank you. Judy, you can continue.
Yes. Oh, Gwenda, do you want to continue?
Yes, I will. Yes. I will indeed. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about handshaking, about shaking hands in Australia.
Yes.
What to do if you are introduced to somebody new, if you meet, have an introduction with a new person. Now, males are definitely expected to shake hands when meeting someone new. Men are expected to shake hands. It would be considered an insult for a man to refuse to shake a hand if it's offered to him. So if the hand is offered by men, they must shake hands together. For women, it's a bit different. It's a bit different for women. Women do sometimes shake hands, but not nearly as often as men. When a woman meets someone new, a smile and a little nod of the head would be enough. Shall we, the three of us, give a demonstration of, let's say we're meeting someone new, a smile and a nod?
Yes,
Smile.
hello.
How do you do?
Hello.
How do you do? How do you do? Hello,
Yes.
hello. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you say when you meet someone? A very common and old-fashioned greeting is, how do you do? How do you do? It's usually pronounced though, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do?
Oh, yeah.
Australians also say hello a lot. Hello. Can we say hello, the three of us?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Arlene, hello.
Hello.
And we also
Hello.
say hi a lot. Hi, if we're talking to friends. Hi. Anyway, but you can't go wrong if you refer to the time of day and say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Now, you can say those phrases to anybody at all, whether it's a little child, you can say good morning, hello, good morning, or to an adult, you can say good afternoon, and it can be to the Prime Minister or the Governor General, who is the Queen's representative in Australia. It doesn't matter how important the person is or how rich they are. Australia likes to think of itself as an egalitarian country, which means everybody is equal, is the same. Do you want to do a bit of translation, Mila, into Bahasa? Do you want to say something or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Students tadi sudah dijelaskan sama Dr. Gwenda, laki-laki dan sesama laki-laki di Australia memoritin ya. Itu that still in Indonesia that shaking hand like that, and then tapi kalau perempuannya ada yang masih halo apa kabar gitu sambil senyum saja. Nah, ini salah satu custom juga di Australia juga. Jadi kalau kita relatekan dengan Muslim, jadi perempuan boleh bersalaman dengan sama perempuan. Custom in Australia juga ada seperti itu loh, Dek. Jadi tidak banyak yang berbeda. Jadi benar Memridin ya? Seperti itu Memridin ya. Mungkin Memridin ada yang mau ditambahkan for our students? Rin, Mem Sophia tuh.
You want me to continue?
Memridin, you sound suaranya mute.
Can you hear me now?
lupa.
Okay.
Shall I continue,
A
Mila?
little bit explanation from Gwenda about the introductions.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Shall I keep talking?
Yes.
Keep talking? Okay.
Yes.
I'll keep talking then. I'll keep going.
Yes,
Now, I said Australia likes to think of itself as an egalitarian country where everybody is equal. But you know, there's a joke which people tell. They say, yes, but some people are more equal than others. Now, by that, they usually mean that some people have more money than others. They are richer. And this, of course, is true. And rich people are probably the only people in Australia who have full-time servants to do the work in their homes or the cooking.
Mhm.
We don't call them servants in Australia, though. We don't use that word. They would probably be called housekeepers or household help. And not many household helpers would live in their employer's homes, except in some very rich households where they had a lot of money. They might. Now, many professional women, people like like us, for instance, like Arlene and Judy and me, might have nannies to help look after their children. Nannies, you know the term nannies, are like a nurse to help look after the children. Of course, my children are very much grown up now, and they have their own children too. And for instance, my youngest son, I have two sons, and my youngest son is a teacher, and his wife is a teacher too. And they have two children, and they have often had people help to look after the children while they are both working. And I think you might like to comment on that. Do you want to comment on that, Mila?
Comment, what does it mean? Comment?
Do you want to translate or
Yeah,
not at the
okay.
moment?
Yeah, okay. Excuse me, Gwenda. So I'll explain it to my students.
Yep.
Jadi student di Australia itu kalau yang sudah benar-benar kaya, mereka full dibantu oleh servant sama yang apa istilahnya kalau di Indonesia itu yang membantu di rumah, yang membersihkan rumah. Tetapi sepertinya sama di Indonesia, tidak banyak di mereka itu yang menggunakan orang-orang yang membersihkan rumah mereka, hanya yang tadi dikatakan oleh Dr. Gwenda yang sudah benar-benar banyak uangnya gitu ya. Dan untuk perempuan seperti Dr. Gwenda, Allen sama Judy yang mereka punya pekerjaan di luar, kalau kita ada guru, ada nurse, ada perawat, ada dokter yang banyak keluar rumah. So sama di Indonesia juga mereka need a nanny, butuh pengasuh juga untuk anak-anak mereka untuk menjaga. So like Ma'am Ririn and me, so we need a nanny to keep my children. So I have two children, 10 years old and then 7 years old. So I need a nanny. Jadi sama dengan Ma'am juga, Dek. Butuh pengasuh untuk jaga anak ketika mereka beraktivitas keluar. Okay, continue, Dr. Gwenda, Arlen, and David.
Okay, well, I'm still going. Anyway, as I say, working women, professional women and working women they might have a nanny to help look after the children, and they might also have a part-time cleaner to come and clean the house, you know, or if they have a swimming pool, to clean the pool. And swimming pools are very popular in Australia, particularly in the hotter climates, like Queensland and New South Wales. You know, it's interesting talking of Queensland, when you think of the names of the states, the 7 states and territories we have in Australia, a lot of the names, they all are to do with our English heritage, our English past. For instance, my state is Victoria, and that's called after Queen Victoria, who was the very long serving queen in England. New South Wales is called after the country of Wales, which is in the British Isles, you know, England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Brisbane is called after, I think, some famous person in England, I've forgotten who, but Queensland, you see, is also called after the Queen of England. And Adelaide is also called after another famous English person. So that's all, the names of them are all part of our English heritage. And but talking of swimming pools, I was very sad that, you know, we hadn't known that to bring things to show you, but I do have something I want to show you, and this will give Judy a surprise because Judy gave this to me many years ago, and it's if I can hold it up so you can see it. Let me see. It's a picture. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. I'll just close the curtains. Sorry, close the blinds. It's of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and this is a poster from a very old time from 1932.
1932.
The year when the Harbour Bridge, the famous bridge, which is one of our famous icons or symbols, was built. But you'll see that the man standing in the front holding the flag is dressed in a very old-fashioned swimming costume. And he's also wearing a cap because he would be a surf lifesaver. Now, this is because we have, and let me put this down, it's a bit hard to hold it up, but because the beaches, we do have a lot of beaches, and they're lovely beaches. People really like to go there and swim in the beaches. And but also you have to have people, lifesavers or lifeguards on duty to help people if they get into trouble. Sometimes, we have surf beaches with big waves, and it can be quite dangerous. But the surf life-saving is quite a very important organization in Australia, and they even train children from little tiny children as soon as they can swim. They call them nippers, and they become lifesavers eventually and help to rescue people from surf. Do you want to say, Mila, do you want to translate a bit?
Oh ya, students. Jadi di Australia itu kan tadi kan Memrinya juga dibilang apa namanya, Mem Gwenda bilang what is it man, swimming pool. Jadi di Australia itu suka sekali apa namanya Memridin?
Spending.
Ya, menghabiskan waktu mereka di apa, what does it mean? Apa tadi Memridin?
In outdoor place, and for in daycare, if I don't mistaken, kalau nggak salah seperti itu ya.
Iya, jadi mereka juga banyak menghabiskan waktu di pantai, tetapi kan anak kecil juga harus dijaga karena di pantai itu sangat berbahaya, gelombangnya tinggi gitu kan. Jadi di Australia juga
kostumnya menyesuaikan.
Iya. Kalau kita di Indonesia, coba lihat kalau kita datang ke pantai di Indonesia itu kita jarang pakai kostum, hanya kadang kalau kita Muslim itu baju ini langsung nyebur saja. Kalau di sana enggak mereka gitu ya, Memridin ya?
Iya.
Right. Yeah. Okay, continue, Dr. Gwenda.
Excuse me, Gwenda. Excuse me, Gwenda. May I say two quick things?
Good.
One is that there are many Muslim women now in Australia who go swimming, and they have special long swimming clothes for covering the body. So they cover the arms and the legs and the head. So the shops are selling these garments in Australia. But Arlene, excuse me, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Bondi Surf Rescue program on TV?
Not really.
No.
I have. Yes, I have.
I just want to say that sometimes visitors who come to Australia do not understand how dangerous the waves are. And sometimes there are people come from maybe China, they come on the bus from the airport and they run into the water and they get into very serious trouble, nearly drowning. So that is why the surf lifesavers come with the surfboard and the boat to rescue them, to pull them out of the water. because because we live in Australia, we know the danger, but sometimes people coming from another place don't know. Yeah. So I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Gwenda.
No, no. I want you to jump in anytime, please.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, excuse me, Judy.
go on.
Jadi students, tadi Mem Judy cerita ada accident, ada apa kejadian anak kecil yang baru datang gitu ya, tapi dia tidak tahu dangernya di sana, apa bahayanya pantai di sana, dan dia apa namanya terjadi hal yang apa serius, kecelakaan serius dengan anak tersebut gitu. Itu Mem Judy juga cerita, dan juga di sana di Australia karena juga banyak Muslim, jadi sama in Indonesia ada pakaian renang khusus. Jadi ketika mau berenang ke pantai, umat Muslim di sana masih menggunakan jilbab, masih memakai baju yang sopan. Mem Judy, how many percent Muslim in Australia? How many percent Muslim?
Oh, I'm not sure, Mila. I will have to look it up, and I will look while Gwenda is talking. I will look on my phone, and then maybe I can answer.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
I'll have a guess. I think it might be about 1% of
I
the
think so too.
population, but that might be wrong. Anyway, Judy's going to look it up, so she will find out. Yes.
Ma'am Gwenda, for working women, they
Professional
must pay,
woman.
No, for working women, they must pay the nanny or people that can help in their home to help us. Okay, so how much should an Australian pay for nanny or
Servant.
people, servant in their home per hour?
For month, for month,
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
not per month.
per hour.
Actually per hour.
Yeah. Well, it's we have minimum wages. You can't. In fact, it's a very serious issue in Australia. Very serious. If people don't pay enough, if they pay too little, it's very important, and a lot of trouble can happen. You would have a minimum wage, and I have a feeling that the lowest, the minimum wage you can pay is about $20 an hour, Judy?
$20.
$20 per hour.
I think 20, yeah, $20 or $25.
Yeah,
Yes.
20 or 25.
Jadi $20 per jam. Kalau kita convert
Kalikan?
ke rupiah kalau satu rupiahnya 14.000, 140, 10, 300.000.
300.000 satu jam. Jadi dikalikan 1 bulan berapa, Mem Ririn?
Dikalikan seharinya ada berapa jam?
Yeah.
So that's why in another culture in Indonesia, paying for the nanny or servant it is a very expensive. Jadi mereka itu memang sangat sedikit sekali menggunakan servant di rumahnya. Because in Australia the electronic like washing machine and other
Stuff
tools in their home, they have modern.
Yeah.
Jadi sudah punya alat yang modern.
Yes.
Jadi they don't need help from a servant like in Indonesia. Karena di setiap rumahnya itu sudah alat canggih, itu bukan sesuatu hal yang aneh.
Ya.
Jadi mereka tidak terlalu begitu membutuhkan seperti di Indonesia.
Jadi student, kalau kita mau tinggal di Australia dan siswa juga, saya harus punya pembantu, saya harus punya ini. Jadi we need much money, kita harus butuh uang banyak karena satu jam itu $20 sampai $25 untuk membersihkan rumah dan menjaga 1 jam loh. In Indonesia, sometimes in a month.
$20 for 1 month, not
$20 in 1 month for
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I do have to say that there are some people in Australia who are bad. They do not pay the right amount, and they pay much less. and that is very bad. And
Yeah.
sometimes people that they treat so badly are migrants.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
migrants, you know, who are newcomers, and who don't know what our laws are. So it's a constant source of discussion in the country.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes it is also the businesses or the factories or the restaurant like McDonald's, something like this, they're not paying enough, and then the people will be prosecuted in the court,
Oh.
and they must pay all the money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Atau apa.
Student, it is clear enough. Dr. Goeda, Arlen, and Judy. So we invite our student to ask the speaker. Beveridin ya, kita persilakan siswa untuk bertanya kepada Dr. Goeda, Arlen, and Judy. So if you have questions, silahkan kalau punya pertanyaan. Ya, unmute your speaker. Silakan siswa, mahasiswa.
Tentang budaya, invitation. Kalau invitation itu is it true or false ya? Teorinya based on the theory, if we want to go to our family house or friends, even it is our parents, so we must have a promise to the day before, before, even 1 week before, to confirm that I will go to your house. Is it right? How about in Australia? Like in Western culture, we must have appointment first. So in Indonesia, it is common when people or friends come knock the door. Hey, hi, I'm here. Anybody home? So with that confirm first, with that making appointment. So it is common in our culture. So how about in Australia?
Yes.
I think that happens too in Australia. You know, there's always someone knocking at the door, or you know, they call you on the telephone or something. You know.
Yeah.
But then there's more formal occasions too that you need to be invited to do things.
Yeah.
But mostly we're very informal, and we just, you know, we're just here waiting. Especially now.
If
my goodness.
have appointment, we're waiting or look at the hour.
I've been locked in my house for 12 weeks. I'm waiting for anyone to come to my door.
Memberin jelaskan kembali ke siswa kita.
Ya, maksudnya begini, kalau di budaya in Western culture itu kan kita harus buat janji dulu, nggak bisa walaupun itu teman atau saudara mau ke rumahnya, sama seperti kemarin dengan Patricia, 3 hari sebelum itu janjian mau video call aja kita harus janjian dulu seperti itu, jadi nggak boleh langsung tiba-tiba telepon, jadi sama dengan yang harus sampaikan tadi. Tapi kalau making appointment sih kita jadi nunggu nanti gitu ya, sama persiapan seperti itu. Tapi ada juga yang mereka yang langsung knock the door tanpa
lebih kurang sedikit berapa persen Miss ya, Mem ya, agak sama ya dengan kita ya. Jadi
juga sih mereka seperti itu.
Iya, kalau students nanti punya kesempatan untuk melanjutkan studi ke Australia, jadi karena Australia itu lebih dekat ya, memang ya, bertetangga dengan Indonesia ya. Jadi
kalau kita itu dari Bali itu,
iya,
Jakarta, Bali langsung ada pesawat Australia itu sekitar berapa jam?
Iya.
Lebih dekat, Australia lebih dekat.
Jadi kalau punya scholarship, punya beasiswa ke Australia, siswa-siswa kita, jadi budayanya tidak terlalu begitu jauh berbeda dengan Indonesia. And when I see from the internet, so di bagian mana itu, I think that in Brisbane itu nggak begitu banyak orang Indonesia, tapi di bagian mana ya saya lupa. Banyak sekali orang Indonesia di Australia situ. Jadi jangan khawatir, selagi kita masih bisa communicate in English, kita bisa berbicara bahasa Inggris,
Sudah
kita
ada modal
memahami
masing.
culture from
Tinggal
Australia,
kemana-mana
Indonesia,
lagi.
Indonesia and Australia, insya Allah, in God willing, kita bisa communicate-nya bisa terjalin gitu. Oke, Dr. Gwenda, Judy, and Alan.
Can I please say something?
Yeah,
I think yes, we
you
are
can
always
say
happy when
something.
our friends knock on the door.
Uh-huh.
It must be
Sometimes
surprise. Something
it is a
surprise.
surprise, but also sometimes if we are having maybe a party, then we would maybe we would call our friends first, or sometimes we would, if it was something like a wedding, we would send them an invitation. Maybe we would put in the letterbox a written invitation. I had something like looking like this sort of serious invitation, and always on the bottom of the serious
Letterbox.
invitation,
Yes.
it has RSVP. Do you have this in Indonesia?
RSV. What does it mean?
This is a French phrase, and it's a French, it means asking people, please reply and tell us, are you coming, yes or no? So for the catering purposes.
Datang atau tidak, seperti itu kan. Kalau kita kan
if it's maybe if we have a wedding, we might ask 100 people or 200 people. We need to know how many people are coming to prepare the food and the chairs.
Jadi mereka itu kalau dikasih undangan itu harus wajib membalas.
Datang atau tidak.
Karena mereka itu sangat konsisten, tidak pernah basa-basi. Jadi kalau mau datang, kalau bisa dia reply harus dibalas, ya saya akan datang. Kalau tidak. Jadi beda dengan kita kan. Jadi mereka bisa prepare foodnya, porsinya ada berapa, misalnya dari yang membalas akan datang itu adalah misalnya ada 100 yang harus siapkan. Jadi itu tidak seperti kita. Datang nggak datang, pokoknya 1000 porsi. Itu ya. Itu bedanya dengan orang Indonesia kan?
Yeah, in Indonesia, so we make a invitation, one invitation for a couple, for a husband and wife. But in fact, in a day, what does it mean? So in an invitation here, datangnya berapa memang 4 orang, 4 people. So what does it mean? How to talk in English?
More than for one invitation is only for 2 persons, but in fact they will come with 4 persons with
5 persons.
Yes, they ask family, like children. So in Indonesia, they must prepare the
more
than invitation.
Yeah.
Oh, you are very generous, very kind.
So if we prepare 100 invitations, so we must prepare 200.
Oh,
200. What does it mean?
Double.
A lot of food.
Oh, right. Yes, right.
Yeah, it is.
That is our culture. That is our culture.
Maybe Gwenda or Arlene, you could talk about the Greek wedding or Italian wedding with 600 people.
Yes, normally Australians.
And they put money on the clothes.
Yeah, normally Australian people don't have very big weddings. At my wedding, I had 70 guests. But the Italians and the Greeks have hundreds of people. You know, they can have 500 people at a wedding, and then everyone dances, and when they come to the bride and the groom, they pin money onto their clothes. So they put money, and that's their gift. Instead of taking them a present, they would give money instead. So it's
So
it's
how
really
about a wedding gift? Is it common for giving money, that gift or present, giving money to the what is it, bridge? Is it
the
common
bride,
in
the bride and the
Australia?
groom. Yeah, when I got married, I was at university when I got married, and I was finishing an assignment, and people would ring up and say, "What would you like?" And I'd say, "Oh, anything, anything," because I was so busy at university. And so I got something like 12 salad bowls, you know, to put the salad in.
If you want.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'll say.
Sometimes I think that some people give money and other people give a gift.
Gift, okay.
Oh yeah.
And Arlene, can you explain about the wedding register?
Oh yes. What happens is in this country today, not in my time, but today, the bride and the groom will write a list of what they want, and then they will give it to a store, and then the store will say, "Oh yes, they want this, this, and this." So I come along, I pay my money, and I get the gift to give to them. So
Oh.
it's the register, yeah.
It is unique, Mbak Mririn ya.
Mm-mm.
Jadi mahasiswa di Australia itu nggak seperti kita. Jadi kalau kita undangannya 1 orang, itu yang datang bisa 30 orang, undangannya untuk 100 orang, yang datang bisa 300 orang. Tapi kalau di mereka tidak. Mereka kalau mengirim undangan 1 orang, kita harus konfirmasi dulu bisa datang atau tidak, karena mereka akan prepare makanan. Terus juga ada tradition tadi yang diceritakan oleh Arlen, itu ada sama dengan di Indonesia juga ada seperti itu, kita memberi gift, bisa uang, bisa hadiah juga. Dan tadi yang terakhir yang unik, pengantinnya itu boleh meminta ya, Mem Riden ya?
Iya,
Pengantinnya itu boleh meminta, boleh request apa, hadiahnya apa. It is unik di Australia itu untuk yang tadi diceritakan sama Arlen. Yeah, it is interesting today. Yeah, okay.
Mila, I need to say that I'm afraid I need to go, and I have to go now. I have another appointment.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Judy and Arlene, but I do have to go. And I say, Mila, how lovely it has been to meet you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you
Indeed,
very much.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. My student make what does it mean? Apa
Caption.
Mem Caption
Caption.
for the whole of the speaker today. So each student have, silakan
Nice
student, sebelum
job.
Dr. Gwenda keluar dari ruangan, angkat
Lovely.
semuanya.
Thank you
Sebelum
very much.
ya silakan.
Thank
Apa bisa ditampilkan?
Okay, well, I'll say goodbye to you now. Say goodbye.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Gwenda.
Bye, all. Lovely.
Bye.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, okay.
Bye, Gwenda.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, Judy and Arlen, I speak in Indonesia. Jadi adik-adik kita in bahasa, I speak in bahasa. Jadi mahasiswa kita sudah di akhir. Kalau tidak ada pertanyaan tadi sepertinya ya. Jadi ketika Mem nanti mengangkat ucapan caption kita untuk Judy and Arlen, semuanya boleh mengangkat. Dan Pak Aris juga bisa nanti ditampilkan ya. Okay, Judy and Arlen, this is the last session for us, and I hope we can continue this our discussion, and maybe if we have another program. So I hope you can join again in our class, our online class, and then
we would be very happy to do that.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
It's lovely.
For your time.
Yeah, best regard from our rector and then our dean for Arlen and Judy, and then they say thank you very much for your helping our students, and then so we have certificate for you. Mem Aris boleh ditampilkan?
Yeah, at the last.
It is for you. Boleh.
Okay.
Oh. Oh,
This is
thank
to
you.
certify that
Thank
Judy
you.
Campbell
That's
Lovely.
beautiful.
has
Thank you. That's
participated as
lovely.
presenter in cross-cultural understanding course and an introduction to Australian culture that held by English Education Study Program Batu University, Indonesia from 1st October until now, 22nd October 2020. Thank you very much. And Dean of
Thank,
Dr. Bambang Sulistyo. Thank you
So
very
oh,
much.
thank you.
Yeah, this is
We
for Judy.
can
And
we
then
can,
continue for Gwenda. For Gwenda,
Yeah, we give
just a
voice
minute, ma'am.
to speaker.
And then we have a certificate for Ireland too.
Oh,
This is for
Yes,
Gwenda.
for Gwenda Devi.
Gwenda Devi, and then the last one we have the certificate for Ireland, sorry again, sorry guys. The last one is for satu lagi, once more for Ireland Bennett, once more. Ada ya satu lagi, once more. That's not for Gwenda.
don't worry.
Once more for sorry
it's all
Judy.
right.
That's fine.
Oh yeah. So I send it to your email, and yeah, I
Yes,
send it.
thank you very
Yeah, for Gwenda, for
Lovely.
Alan, and for Judy. And then one thing we have, what does it mean? Memory and placard in Indonesia, English. Placard.
Plakat is like miniature.
Yes, this is from our rector for our lovely speaker. We have a three placard for Judy, for Arlen, and then for Dr. Gwenda too. Gambarnya?
Oh, thank you.
Ya, oke. Itu gambarnya. Gambar plakatnya. Oke.
Can I can I please say we would like to say
This
oh
is for our lovely speaker from Australia, from
thank you.
It's so beautiful.
but
It's beautiful.
when you arrive in Indonesia, maybe next year or
Yes.
after COVID, after pandemic,
Yes.
so I'll send and I'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
But for the certificate, I'll send to your email.
Thank you. And can we
You're
please,
very kind.
and can we please say thank you so much for inviting us, because we are very happy to help the students, but it also makes us very happy because at the moment, like Arlene said, we can't travel and we miss Indonesia very much.
Yeah.
This way it makes us very happy to be able to talk to you all.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
because
So
every week we go to Indonesia, it's like going home.
yeah, thank you
Yes.
very much.
Yes.
And we're waiting, student kita menunggu nanti dua speaker yang biasanya pulang ke Indonesia itu adalah Judy Campbell dan Alan Bennett. Jadi kalau mereka pulang ke Indonesia, kita datangi mereka. Kita buatkan program untuk bertemu dengan pembicara kita ini. Oke? Oh, thank you very much. And
Thank you.
Ma'am Ririn mau menyampaikan sesuatu, Ma'am?
And we
Thank
wish
you
all
very
your students
much.
the very best.
Yeah. Okay, student. At the last moment, so my student have a special caption for lovely speaker. Silakan semuanya. Nanti di capture ya, di snapshot untuk kenang-kenangan, Riz ya. 1, 2, 3, like it. Semuanya diangkat. Thank you very much, Judy, Arlen, and then thank you for your helping my students. And I will say that bye-bye. See you next another class and another program.
Bye.
Sampai jumpa lagi.
Oh, thank you. Terima kasih. Sampai bertemu di Indonesia.
Thank you.
Selalu sehat.
we look forward to see you again soon.
Next
Yeah,
time. Yes.
thank you very much.
And
Bye.
please write to
Bye.
us.
Yeah, keep in touch. Keep in touch.
We will.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Nanti pas pulang ke
Bye.
Indonesia kita temui ya, adik-adik semua ya, mahasiswa
ma'am, temui,
semua
ma'am.
student. Kita temui, kita speak directly to our speaker. Jadi kita harus ketemu in Muntok, in Bangka.
Yes, we will be there. We will be
Yes.
there.
Jadi
Yeah,
setelah COVID nanti beliau-beliau ini akan pulang.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mila.
Yeah.
I looked up in Australia. Nearly 3% of the people are Muslim in Australia.
Oh yeah.
Nearly 3%.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
it's increasing all the time.
Oh, thank you very much. Jadi di Australia itu banyak deh komunitas muslimnya. Jadi kalau kita ke sana tidak apa-apa. Oke, dadah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. See you next time,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Bye.
Nice to meet
Bye,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye.
ma'am.
Nice to meet you all.
Bye-bye. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Say hi. Say bye. Say bye-bye.
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 Dia.
See you
That is
Bye.
Memoririn's children, Memoririn's kids.
Yes, I'm here.
My
Yes.
son. Bye. Kiss bye. Kiss bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah. See you next time, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank
Alvin
you.
and Judy.
We will
Bye-bye.
We will be waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the next program. Thank
Yes.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Aku mau foto dulu.
I don't know how.
Aku mau foto dulu. Tadi belum foto terakhir.
Si Bata.
I wanna take a picture. Okay, thank you. I like it.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Tutup.
All right. Goodbye.
Yeah, let me to leave this classroom, this class.
Goodbye.
Oh, Alain.